Hello everyone.
Hi.
So I'm kind of really relieved to be here because like what Matt said, I started doing stand-up in March and it didn't last very long because of the COVID. But I had an opportunity last month to go to an open mic when I was down in Sydney working for the week. So the plan was to go to Sydney from Monday to Friday with my boss because the office down there that I work for is not doing very well. But we got there on Monday, the COVID hotspots had started to pop up in Sydney. And on the Tuesday morning, our boss called us and said, look, it's better that you guys get out of Sydney because as of 12 o'clock today, Liverpool's becoming a hotspot. So we packed our bags, got out of the Airbnb, headed to the airport. But by the time we checked in, it was too late. They said, look, you're going to have to go in a hotel quarantine in Brisbane because you've been in Liverpool in the last 14 days and you have no choice. So that's fine. Like, work is paid for, we're pretty lucky. All the other people had to pay for it themselves. So we get to Brisbane, and how it works is the police and the army are at the airport. They wait for you there just after you get out of the gate, and they put you on a bus, take you straight to the hotel. So in our case, it was Novotel Brisbane Airport. So we get there, they bring you into like one of them function rooms, and they give you a bit of a briefing. They put your masks on. They tell you like you don't get a key for your room, all these different things. And at that point, I stood up and I told them, look, I'm really a chronic sleepwalker, and if I get locked somewhere, like I'll probably sleepwalk a lot more. But the rules are the rules anyway, so that's fine. We all check in and we get escorted to our room. So it's about midnight at this stage on a Tuesday night. Go to bed straight away, pretty tired, and about 2 hours later, 2 a.m, I open my eyes and there's someone in my room. And I can hear someone, I can see something, but it's really dark. You know what those airport hotels, you got really, really dark curtains, so I can't really see anything, but I'm terrified, I'm frightened. And I could just feel a presence in the room, my heart is racing, and I just dive over the bed. I run towards a little strip of light that's under the door, open the door, jump outside, and as the door closes behind me and slams behind me and it's bright and I can feel the breeze in the corridor, I realise I've been sleepwalking the whole time. And the door is closed, I'm in pink and yellow flary bonds on these and they're like way too small for me for some reason. And I'm just standing there and I'm still knocking on my door because as you wake up from sleepwalking, you've been in a trance, so you're still doing things with your body that you're not really aware of. So I'm knocking on my door and I realise, okay, well there's no one in there, so I'll stop knocking now. And I'm just kind of standing there and I'm looking down and I'm thinking, fuck, like what do I do now? So I was like, okay, I've got to go to reception. I start walking towards the elevator, the door opens, it's all those mirrors around the elevator and I catch my own eyes and I kind of look away in embarrassment because I don't want to make eye contact with myself. I go down to ground level and I'm just kind of looking down and I realise like I'm just in this, they look like kids on these, I don't even know why I bought them, but anyway. Get out, ground floor, the doors open and I can see like the night manager at the desk like right over the other side and then there's like police and then there's like military on that side. And because you don't have a key, that's the only way to do it. So the night manager looks at me, and then he looks at the police, and then he looks at the army, and then he looks back at me, and then the army guy looks at me, and then the police guy looks at me, looks back at the night manager, and they're all just kind of puzzled. And then the policeman realises it's his job to do something because there's like a half-naked guy. So I start walking across, and he jumps up, and he kind of walks really fast, and he's shouting, "Sir, where's your mask?" And he's pointing at his face. And I didn't really know what to say, and then he keeps walking, he says it again, he's like, "Sir, where's your mask?" And like the only thing I could think of saying was, well, like I forgot to bring my pockets with me, so I don't have it in there anyway. And he didn't really like that at all. Like he was really serious. Well, he looked serious, but he had a mask on, so I'm not sure. So he put his hand in his pocket like a cowboy and took out a mask because they have like the big cargo pants. So they have like I don't know 800 masks. And he pulls one out, and he scrunches it, and he throws it at me. But like a mask is more like a parachute than a projectile, so it just kind of goes and then falls in front of him. And he picks it up again and he scrunches it again. I was like, he's not doing it again, is he? Yeah. And he throws it again and it goes like 2 more feet. So I was like, okay, I'm already embarrassed. So I thought I'd pick it up from at this point. There's no point having 2 embarrassed men in a reception area. And I put on the mask and then he's just like, what are you doing, mate? And I'm like, well, I was sleepwalking, now I'm just an awake guy with no clothes on. And I was like, can we just go like before anything else happens? So he says, okay, let's go. He escorts me up. And I'm like pretty awkward in an elevator at the best of times with one other person. And we get in, and it's all the mirrors, we're both standing on the same side, I don't know why. And I'm looking in the mirror and I can see an infinite amount of me's and an infinite amount of hims. And he's got like the body camera and his body camera's like looking straight at me and I'm kind of like cold and shriveled and tight on these. And he's got like taser and a gun. And like I don't really know what to say, I'm just kind of praying to myself like please don't go on a boner, like please don't go on a boner. Like I'm 34 but I'm kind of still a child at heart so I still get like random boners all the time. So the door opens on level 4 and he brings me to room 31 and he swipes the door open, but kind of like, you know when you're on a date and you're not really sure if the magic's going to happen, and there's like this 3-second eye contact, and when you have a mask on it's like really intense because you can't see the mouth or nose, so it keeps you really focused on the eyes. So it feels like ages, and then I don't really know what to say. I'm just kind of like, the nightcap, and he's like not like into jokes at all. So I go in, close the door, and then I just put like three chairs up against the door and a couple of pillows. I think that will sort it. And then I kind of spot in the bathroom there's like a fancy kind of timber thing with tissues in it, with the folded tissue. And so then I just did what any mature single guy. I got the tissues, I went to my bed, masturbated, and had a great sleep. And then that was quarantine day 1. And then the next 14 days just went swimmingly, so it was really fine after that. That's my story.